Good morning, I'm Colette Linden.
And I'm Dani Dupuis. Welcome to the special report.
Thank goodness it's Friday, Dani.
Happy Friday!
I hope you have some happy news for that weather.
Slightly. As we all know, it's been a little bit chilly out, and just let everyone know there is a polar vortex coming into play right now, meaning that it is going to be cooler in the evening, and with ice caps melting and everything, just our whole atmosphere is kind of changing right now. I do want to say though, for today, it's currently at -2, and it is going to feel like -5. The winds aren't as bad today as they were yesterday, but it might increase come Saturday. Into tonight is going to be mainly cloudy periods, and there's going to be snow developments overnight, unfortunately. Heading into Saturday, it's going to be, feels like 2, but a low of -4. And into Sunday, there's going to be a chance of wet flurries with a high of 3, and again, a low of -3. So, sorry everyone. It's going to be nice for Mother's Day, slightly.
That's good.
To all the moms out there, I hope you enjoy your day.
We do have some more weather predictions for the summer, though, coming up.
Yes, that came out.
Absolutely, but why don't we throw to Chris and see what he has for us today?
Thank you very much, Colette. Yes, today in my update, I'm going to be talking about, we're going to start reopening for surgeries here in Ontario, and what is the process for that for each hospital. I'm also going to be looking at 5G wireless technology and whether or not it's connected to the coronavirus pandemic. Hint, it's not, but it's a conspiracy theory, and some people decided to burn down a few cell towers in Montreal because they thought they were 5G towers causing the coronavirus. Unfortunately, those towers were 4G, so it didn't really matter if they burned them down or not. So I'll look into what that is about and show you that it had nothing to do with the coronavirus. It just happened that Huawei, it's a 5G company, they're Chinese, and the virus for COVID-19 started in China, and apparently that makes the two connected. So, yeah. Back to the desk.
Well, they get the murder hornets too, so I don't know. They're not having a good rap these days.
No.
So let's talk about the weather in the summertime here. What's going on? It's going to be extremely hot.
Yes.
Don't tease me. If it's going to be hot,
it's going to be hot, and it's going to be dry, unfortunately.
I love it.
So I mean, kind of predicting here, but you know, we have our fire ban going on right now. I wouldn't be surprised heading into summer that that's in effect again, because last year it did happen too. We had such a dry season, and you know what? They are just trying to protect everyone. So guys, again, no fires. And heading into the weekend, no fires. Remember that.
No fires.
Remember that. Actually, I've been on Snapchat a lot, and I see a lot of people having fires and stuff like that. And I'm like, guys, be careful. You can get sued, and
there's nasty
fined, everything.
Yeah, nasty fines for those. Well, what about McDougall Energy and all this gas? These gas prices just, right? So the weather's getting nicer, so the gas prices get uglier.
We did. They went up by roughly 13%, and we are going to have a a photo just to show the different angles of where oh my gosh, gas prices. So Chris actually sent this over to us this morning, and it just kind of highlights where gas prices are, how much. You know, what were you saying, Chris? Special K has still been the same the whole entire time over at Second Line?
Just past where the Walmart is. That one is still at 81.4. Yeah, and this is from Gas Buddy, which is an app you can download. It tells you all the gas prices. So.
Gas Buddy? Is that an app?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it actually works all over North America, and also in the States they have deals. So, like they'll be like, if you go to this gas station, you'll save 5 cents.
I would drive across the city for that.
Yeah, and you save the 5 cents just by going to a certain gas station, and the one across the street is charging the same price, and you don't save 5 cents. And it all goes right through the app, and it's super easy to set up. So
all these apps are coming into play. We talked about the truckers and them getting an app.
511 app, but then maybe we should need an app for when we're parking, because a lot of people are getting hit in parking lots. Now, I know when my last job, I worked for the Ministry of Infrastructure, and people were, when the grocery carts hit into your car, there's nothing they could do about that. There's no coverage. It's on you. Yeah. So put your carts away, please, because you come up from the grocery store and you see a nice big dent to the side of your car, and it's never a good feeling. But they are up. A majority of these calls are being reported to have happened in parking lots in the zoo. Yep. So from March 30th, there was 98 hit and run collisions reported. 67 of those were in parking lots.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so when you're throwing your gloves in the garbage, park your carts.
Well, I feel bad because there are those cart boys and girls out there who go around and they're all over the place trying to collect these carts. I don't know about you, but I saw a cart the other day on Queen Street and then again on Bruce Street. So they're just randomly getting everywhere. I know it's weird down there.
Oh boy. But yeah, I mean, seriously, it is an issue, and we did a few articles on it, and there's no coverage for it. It's on you, so park your carts. Be like at No Frills. You know how they have the little...
Yeah.
What? No, and it's only $0.25 here. In Hamilton,
it's $1.
It's a toonie.
What?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's a toonie in
Mississauga
Burlington. It's
was
$1 in Hamilton. It's $0.25 in Sault Ste. Marie. Just to use the buggy.
Random fact, speaking of toonies, the loonie was introduced in 1987 today.
Oh!
So we've now had the loonie since 1987. So there you go.
I don't think we should just give that.
Did you know that Echo Bay is actually home of the Loonie?
No, but I knew that Sudbury's
it's
the
got the
Nickel
big
City.
Yeah. See, so if people driving through, if you hit Sudbury, you got the Nickel. You hit not Elliott Lake, Echo Bay, you got the Loonie. Then you drive all the way to Wawa and you got the Goose.
Ooh.
But we do have some fun, interesting things about Wawa
Well,
that just
I was going to say Wawa is the place so nice they named it twice, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the...
That's what I heard. And there's a little Hawk Junction down there at the side. But I'm not sure if you saw this come into play, but OPP on May 5th, there was someone driving a golf cart on Pinewood Drive in Wawa. That suspect actually had possession of several knives and a samurai sword.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking, what's wrong with that, Dani? I drive golf carts around every once in a while. You never know. Oh, but not with a machete.
No, or samurai swords.
Samurai swords or anything that can impale anyone, but yeah.
My question is, like, where do you get that?
It's personal protective equipment. What's wrong with that?
Although if you're driving with me in the golf cart, headgear is could just because we did talk about how I want to be a race car driver, and Chris has been in the car with me, so actually so have you.
I do wear a helmet in Colette's car, actually, so you feel safer.
Whatever. Backseat drivers, everyone, eh? Backseat drivers.
I'm honestly the worst for it. Like, such the worst for it.
We do need to throw to a commercial shortly, but we do want to thank Casey Security for their sponsorship. And we are doing a hashtag in this together SSM with you today.
Yeah, we have Patrick Connolly from United Way in the district of Algoma Harvest Algoma.
Harvest Algoma, yeah, second line.
We got so many Algoma Marketplace. Blah, blah,
I'm
blah,
not from here and I know that.
I know.
Oh, forget you right now. Okay.
Oh yeah, the lifelong Sioux resident.
We will talk about Dani and what she doesn't know when we come back from this commercial break.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
Welcome back. I can't say TGIF enough today. It's going to happen every 5 minutes.
Perfect. Keep reminding me it's Friday. I love that. You don't need
reminding. It's Friday. We know it's Friday. Want to say hello to everyone following us on Facebook, and we want to thank Casey Security for their sponsorship. Now we're going to go over to Chris, see what he's got for us.
Thank you very much. Yes, just a little bit of an update. Here in Algoma District, we still have only the 3 new cases that are at the Extended Care Mapleview home. Those people are in isolation and they're asymptomatic, meaning that they're not presently suffering from COVID-19, but they do have the virus so they can carry it and spread it to others. Now, what I do want to talk about now is elective surgeries that we have had canceled over the last few weeks and even over a month ago. I've dealt with this before on my show. I've talked about it, how some of these surgeries, yes, they're elective, but the people still need them. And I discussed that with Dr. Nicolas Cage as well. So yesterday, the Ontario government has released the framework of what each individual hospital has to do so that they can start doing these surgeries again. So first, there has to be a stable number of COVID-19 cases. So if there's an outbreak in the city, you won't be allowed to actually do any of these surgeries and procedures that people are waiting for. Also, you need to have a sufficient amount of personal protective equipment. Just in case there is a COVID-19 outbreak, you have enough protective equipment for your staff if there is a surge. You also have to be able to supply all the medications connected to a surgery or procedure. And you also have to have space in your ICU in case something goes wrong in the surgery and the person has to go to the intensive care unit. You also have to have sufficient staffing. So if you do not have enough staff to deal with the COVID-19, you can't also do elective surgeries as well. And then also you have to be able to do outpatient care outside of the hospital after someone goes home from their surgery or procedure. So that is what are the requirements that each individual hospital has to do, and they have to provide a weekly update to the government that they are meeting all of those requirements. Now, the way these surgeries are going to be prioritized, because it's going to be gradual, it's not all of a sudden they're going back up to the 100% of the surgeries and procedures they had. This is going to be a gradual reopening of surgeries and procedures at hospitals. So, first off, it's the patient's condition. How ill is the patient and how necessary is the surgery? Second, the type of procedure that they require and whether there is other non-operating treatments available that they could be doing prior to doing an operation, and also what is the risk to the person's life if they delay the surgery. And that's a very important point. I covered this last week, but we know that there's 35 people who passed away waiting for cardiac surgery in Ontario that was canceled because of COVID-19. So people who are the highest risk are going to be prioritized if they need the surgery or procedure. If they can do non-surgical operations for that treatment, then they will have to wait and do the outpatient treatment first so that the highest priority patients can have their treatments done first. So it's now good that we're now starting to deal with that and actually deal with the backlog that we now have in surgeries. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
You wanted to mention something before we went to commercial break?
Yes.
What are you at?
There is a national-wide story going around about a man who was shot down in his own community.
Yeah.
Ahmed Arbery. He would have been 26 years old today. A white man and his son who are accused of killing him in his state of Georgia. He was going out for a run, and these two individuals took it upon themselves to unfortunately shoot him down because they accused him or thought that he was a burglar for other things when in case he was not. This man was unarmed when he just went out for his run. So today is actually his birthday, and in honor of that, individuals out there in the world are doing a run for him and honoring with the hashtag I Run for Ahmed. And it's a very tragic story. There is a video going around right now of the incident, and you know what, our hearts are just
awful.
It's awful. So today we honor him, and it's his birthday today. He would have been 26 years old. So
the poor family.
If you get out there and you're running for him today, make sure that you're out there wearing white because that was the last thing that he was seen wearing. And again, there is footage of this out. It got released on Tuesday, and it's unfortunate because this happened in February 23rd, and it's just coming to light now.
That's terrible. That's like that other death in Thunder Bay, where there was a 14-year-old girl, they arrested a 14-year-old, and then most recently the news came out that they arrested a 21-year-old man. So, keep everyone in your thoughts, but that is a terrible story. We are going to break for commercial, but when we come back, we do have our hashtag in this together video and a couple of more updates from Chris in the corner. We'll be right back.
A message from the Government of Canada.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
Welcome back. Thanks to Casey Security for your sponsorship, and over to Dani with her update on Garden River, I believe, right?
Garden River just released yesterday that they're extending their state of emergency, so that means that no one, again, is allowed to enter the reserve unless you are a member of that community. They don't say how long it's going to be extended for. It just says until further notice. And as we know with Garden River as well, it is a vulnerable community. People are staying safe right now, so they just want everyone to know that Highway 17B will still kind of be closed, and if you are traveling, well, you shouldn't be traveling through there, but if you are, they are doing screen checks right now too. So just to give everyone an update that they're just extending their state of emergency.
Awesome. And just a quick note on Easter Seals, because of some of their fundraising having not being able to run due to COVID-19, they are doing a 21 times challenge. So you have to pick something, be very creative. Do it 21 times, post it to your Instagram or your Facebook, and tag 3 other people. I'm not too sure how we're going to spread it from there, but when I get more information, we'll share it with you this afternoon. But how about more information from you, Chris?
Yeah, thank you very much, Colette. Can you do 21 things of absolutely anything?
Well, that depends. What do you think you can do that's creative 21 times?
Probably nothing.
Rope, jump.
I don't know, jumping jacks?
That's not creative. That's so far from creative. I can't even imagine. No, and he's not doing it. Forget it.
Sorry, Easter Seals. Okay, so I want to talk about the 5G conspiracy theory that is out there and has now wonderfully made its way to Canada. It has been in other countries where people are going and they're burning down cell phone towers. And they're burning them down because back in mid-January, someone wrote a post online that just took off like wildfire that the 5G was connected to the coronavirus in Wuhan because 5G technology was created in Wuhan, and that's where the virus started. And somehow, if two things start in the same region, somehow that's connected. So 2 brilliant people in Montreal decided to burn down a few cell phone towers. Problem being is not one of the cell phone towers, according to Rogers, was a 5G tower. They were 4G and 3G and 2G towers. As a matter of fact, one of the towers wasn't even being used anymore because we don't even use that technology. So there's no connection between 5G wireless technologies and the coronavirus. This has happened in other countries. In the UK, there's been over 77 towers burned down now by people, and they're physically attacking people that work on these towers, the network engineers and so on. But there's no actual connection. So what is 5G, just to clear it up? It is actually on the same spectrum as 4G, 3G, 2G, and 1G, and it is just simply 100 times faster than 4G because the electromagnetic wave thing that goes through the air that you don't see moves faster than 4G. But there's no connection to health risks and so on. Now, some of you might remember 5G connected to Huawei because Donald Trump doesn't want Huawei's 5G network used. He wants different 5G networks used. We arrested someone that worked for Huawei, who's now presently in house arrest in Vancouver, for supposedly doing business behind the US's back through some weird banking thing and doing business in Iran. But 5G is safe for physically, whether it's safe from a security standpoint, that's for the government to decide. But you don't need to be burning down 5G towers or any towers for that matter. Back to the desk.
Awesome sauce.
Thanks,
How about
guys.
we intro this video you got going on today?
Yeah, absolutely. So the other day I had a video with, okay, so it looks like we're not going to be going to the video quite yet. But in other news, we do want to announce that Lake State University has now announced their fall semester dates. They changed it from August 24th now to August 10th. So that means classes will begin to be doing face-to-face interactions. And as well as that, they are going to be keeping keeping in mind the guidelines right now for social distancing, as well as proper gears, wearing masks, everything like that. So they are taking the precautions they need, and hopefully by introducing the semester August 10th, what they're going to be doing is hopefully they'll be out by their Thanksgiving.
Good.
So,
that's great.
yeah, it's
so
really,
we had some
really good.
sports yesterday. We know that PGA is coming back, and the biggest conversation we had in here was that the Masters is actually being pushed to November.
It's going to be cold.
In Georgia, it's going to be cold. It definitely is going to be
so cold.
But it's a good thing they're starting. So June 11th is the first tournament, and then we've got NASCAR and NBA and NHL are starting to practice. you be quiet over there, baby in the corner. And another great thing is that they're trying to do the playoffs still from hockey. So they're trying to find these 4 arenas throughout
BC
North
was in
America.
there, they're thinking about
We're hoping Toronto, and then from there they'll have their Stanley Cup finals.
And speaking with that and mentioning the Stanley Cup, one individual who's seen it numerous times, Sidney Crosby, he actually has donated 100 meals to the Pittsburgh Food Bank there. So he's doing his part in the community.
Awesome, as he should, and as should every other athlete with a big bankroll.
And coming into play right now too is the German soccer league.
Yeah,
they
that's
are
awesome.
set to start doing their practices actually in the next few weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens in the next little bit.
It's just the CFL trying to get billed out like 100 some odd million, and then the professional soccer league here in Canada, that's asking for 50 million. So hopefully they get some funding to get this together. So what's your In This Together video today?
Yeah, so
let's let everybody know.
Together video is with Patrick Connolly, who's an individual from United Way, and I'm going to say this right, Harvest Algoma.
Second line.
Yeah, there we go. He talks to us today about the Seed of Change Challenge, which is just anyone out there, plant a seed, watch it grow, and donate it. So he just talks about how that tiny little seed can do so much for us. And he's a farmer out at Laird too. So he even talked about how farming and gardening are actually quite different, and to be honest I didn't really know that, so it was really interesting to see. He goes into the importance of a seed as well, so
awesome.
Enjoy the video that we have.
Let's play it.
Harvest, how has food security been since COVID-19?
Food security has been a huge issue since this all started. I mean, Harvest Algoma has taken in way more food and gotten way more food out in the last couple of months than we did in all of winter almost. So it's been a huge challenge for everybody dealing with COVID, off work, or not even be able to get out and get food. So the food security issue has been greatly increased by COVID.
And are you finding right now the community's been there for you donating to Algoma Harvest Fest? How have the donations been right now?
I can't speak with a lot of authority on the donations. That's not really my division, but I do know we have been getting some donations into Harvest Algoma that has been helping us tremendously.
Oh, that's really great to hear. Now, is there anything you'd like to share with the community right now with regards to the Seed of Change Challenge?
Basically, just if you have a little bit of space, like you said, a little bit of seed has a huge potential. And if everyone just does a little bit, it adds up tremendously to help those people that couldn't afford fresh, nutritious food. And that's basically what Harvest Algoma purpose is, to try and get fresh food and healthy food out to everyone that needs it.
Oh, that's awesome. So if someone they've planted their seed and they're watching it grow, does Harvest Algoma, do they mind if it's just like a little bit grown, or are they just looking for just any type of seed?
A little bit grown. We only have so much space for growing seeds. So if you have the space yourself to grow it out, pull out, and just bring us the fruits of your labor in the summer and the fall, that's amazing. But if you just have it a little grown out and it's healthy, we can find something to do with it, or we'll find someone that has the space to plant it as well.
Okay, perfect. Now, before we end this interview, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
The importance of it, I can't get over the importance of it enough. Like, I've only been involved in Harvest Algoma since November, and the impact I see that it has on the community is tremendous. And we've reached out to like every end of Algoma. We're from White River all the way to Spanish. So we're definitely servicing everybody that we can, and it's needed. And like, as a farmer, I'm well aware of the potential of like a tiny little seed. I plant thousands and thousands of seeds in the field. So that little tiny bit makes a huge difference. Like, I can't emphasize that enough.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Patrick, and taking the time for this interview today. We wish you all the luck over at United Way and hope you can get all of the things that you need to continue growing seeds.
Thank you very much.
Awesome job.
Oh, thank you. It's always, when we were talking about it, I told them, I was like, I'm going to be coming to you for all my gardening tips.
Right?
My little plants are kind of starting to bud right now, so it's really exciting.
Maybe you can give us some real tulips.
Hey, I definitely can, but we all know
we
Chris.
Can't because they're with Chris, yeah.
You just had to be allergic, Chris.
Hey, have you heard of Jim Gaffigan? He's that super funny comedian who he does that bacon bit. I just love it. Where he's like, the bacon sizzling. He's like, this is the most amazing noise in the world is when you hear the bacon sizzling. Well, he is set to play Rob Ford in a bio. Yeah, no, I don't know how Dougie's going to feel about that. But anyways, I had the privilege of knowing Rob when I worked downtown Toronto, and I have to say he was one of my favorite guys ever that I worked with.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I hope they do him justice.
And with other people playing interesting roles, Nicolas Cage got casted to play the reality TV show Joe Exotic the Tiger King.
Oh
Nicolas Cage, to be honest, I think he's going to kill it. I think he's going to do great with it.
I think Nicolas Cage is done.
I think Nicolas Cage. I used to watch his National Treasure.
He did Face Off. I loved him in Face Off.
Did you ever watch National Treasure?
National Treasure was good. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But I don't know. Really?
I mean, he's going to have to grow out a mullet, dye his hair blonde, bleach blonde, might I add. I don't know if they're going to put that like little eyebrow ring in there, but if anyone's seen The Tiger King, there are more episodes added to it now, which I just saw. Honestly, Colette, watch it. Watch it.
I don't think I will be watching it, but I will say that I just dropped my mic, so I'm not too... Anyways, here it is. Keep going while I plug this in.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. We also have more information.
I'm back on.
Hello. We also want to say before we go, congratulations to Timmins because they are getting their first cannabis store called Hobo Cannabis.
Way to go,
that's
Timmins.
A name.
You're on the map. You and Shania. Well, I think that's about it for today, and I could be dropping my mic later on, so find out at 1 o'clock when you join us then. Have a good morning.
Have a great day, everyone.